Hey guys, we have something exquisite for you guys today. Straight from China, we'll be taking a quick look at the Vivo X Fold Plus, a premium foldable phone which is Vivo's answer to Samsung's Z Fold lineup. And goodness, this is one heck of a looker. Firstly, allow us to set the record straight that this will not be a full review, just an impression of what could be one of the most popular foldables if brought to global markets. But of course, we will do a full review when this hits global shelves and we can test it to its full potential, so stay tuned for that. Before we dive right into it, can we just talk about the unboxing experience first? This is premium. Box, phone and everything, right down to the accessories presented in a drawer-style compartment. They even included an 80-watt charger with 2 USB-C ports. For other phone brands, if you guys are watching, this is how you do it. The Fold Plus sports a slim design with matte sides at 14.6mm folded. The back of the phone looks very similar to the X80 Pro with a circular camera compartment within the square glass. The only difference is that the back of the Fold Plus has a leather-like texture with a small Vivo branding. This aesthetic is classy, allowing the phone to fit right within a business setting or an executive's pocket. Back to the frame, you have your power and volume buttons, USB-C ports, and even a mute switch. The spine mechanism looks just like the one on the Z Fold and it essentially folds just like it, but the X Fold Plus has a perceptible and audible snap when it opens and closes, making folding extremely therapeutic. When the display is flipped open, it measures a good 8.03 inches at 2160 by 1916 pixels, while closed at about 6.53 inches at 2520 by 1080 pixels. Both displays are AMOLED with 120Hz refresh rate, which means colors pop with vibrancy and blacks are deep. Compared to the narrower one found on the Z Fold, the larger screen sizes also mean that you get slightly more screen real estate to play around with, and the phone remains comfortable to hold regardless, thanks to its slim design. The phone is also fitted with a pair of stereo speakers, which sound alright. Highs and mids are indiscernible from each other in most cases, but there is a certain amount of kick within the bass. All in all, the sound experience is typical, so there is nothing of note here. As this is a China unit, it runs Vivo's new OriginOS Ocean. So naturally, you won't be able to find any Google apps on the phone despite the OS being based on Android 12. However, you can easily find solutions online to load GMS into the phone, and it's much easier than doing it on a Huawei device. Just perform it at your own risk, as these functions aren't natively supported yet, and support for your local apps may also be a hit or miss. We were also able to get reception and 4G using our physical SIM. Our telco provider is M1 by the way, and based on accounts from existing Singaporean users, there weren't any telco issues with the phone so far, regardless of where you bought it from. The X Fold Plus features a 4-camera setup with a 50MP f1.8 main, an 8MP f3.4 periscope, a 12MP f2.0 telephoto, a 48MP ultra-wide, and a 16MP f2.2 front camera. With an exception for the front camera and some slight aperture differences, the loadout is identical to the X80 Pro. With Zeiss imaging thrown into the mix, you can expect a similar output. Turn on Zeiss for that cinematic lack of vibrancy, or turn it off to get ready to post photos from the moment you hit the shutter. The X Fold Plus was announced in April of 2022, alongside the X Note and the Vivo Pad for China markets only. So if you're interested in picking one up, the only way to do it will be through third-party sellers, so shop safely. Depending on where you pick it up from, the X Fold Plus ranges from just above 2,000 Singapore dollars to about 2,200 Singapore dollars. The configuration will also factor into the pricing mentioned, and the phone will be available with 12 gigs of RAM and either 256 gigs or 512 gigs of storage options. Overall, impressive design with a good amount of screen real estate, whether folded or unfolded. The only thing to note is that support for Google services isn't native yet, but when it is, the foldable market may start to see some fierce competition. Thanks for watching our first impressions of the Vivo X Fold Plus. If you have any questions or comments, do leave them down below. If you like what you see here, please subscribe and follow us so you don't miss out on our tech-related content. Until then, see you in the next one.